Okay, now.
Yeah.
Let's be realistic about what will happen. There are 8 other vacancies, and it is amazing when you think of it this way. Only 23 of 32 NFL teams currently have head coaches. That's how crazy it has now become. Those other teams are going to call Mike Tomlin. And I think there's a chance somebody will make him an offer that he may not be able to refuse.
Right.
Somebody who doesn't live in South Florida, but his team is located there.
Well,
Somebody who had a plan 4 years ago that I'm going to go hire. I'm gonna hire Tom Brady to work in the front office, and then Sean Payton's gonna have second thoughts about not coaching, and I'm gonna do a deal with the Saints, and they've already found a coach, so it won't cost me as much that way. And then Tom Brady's gonna get an idea at some point in May. I think I want to play football again. And bing, bang, boom, I got Sean Payton, I got Tom Brady, and off we go. How is Stephen Ross not making a phone call to Mike Tomlin's representative saying, what would it take? What would it take? I mean, what do you want? Just tell me what you want to get Mike Tomlin to coach my team. I'd make that call if I owned the Miami Dolphins. I'd make that call if I owned any team.
Exactly.
I would want to know because I'm hiring now. Hey, Mike, I appreciate the fact that you're coming back next year. I ain't going to have a job next year unless I hire somebody and fire him after 1 year, which isn't nearly as unprecedented as it seems when it happens.
Right.
Most recently, it happened with Gerard Mayo in New England, but it's happened. Every time it happens, like we've got a list of all the times this happens. Like, man, it really happens a lot. Like, it happens a lot. But I'd rather not do it. I'd rather not buy somebody out after 1 year. So we'd rather just do this now. We have the vacancy now. We have the opening now. Let's do this now. And I just... at a certain number, for any of us, we can say no way, no how, no, not doing it. And then the number goes higher and higher and higher. And at a certain point, it becomes irresponsible to your family, to your future generations, to Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
It just becomes irresponsible to say, no, I'm not taking that money. If I'm going to come back and coach in a year anyway, if you're throwing that kind of money at me, that shows you value me. All right, let's go do this. So
right.
I think that, and to the extent that he's feeling bruised at all, and again, it's hard to think of Mike Tomlin this way. We don't think of him as a guy who is susceptible to normal human emotions, self-pity, right? Doubt, regret, resentment, upset. But to the extent he's feeling like they didn't appreciate him in Pittsburgh, what's the old saying? Don't go where you're tolerated, go where you're celebrated. There's somebody out there that is willing to write a gigantic check. I'm no longer tolerated. I am celebrated. They value me. They want me. That could change a guy's mind.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is we can't rule out somebody making a big play for Mike Tomlin and Tomlin changing whatever his plan may currently be.
I mean, I certainly would be calling, that's for sure, right? It is a year where we've discussed this a lot. There's no Ben Johnson or Liam Cohn or Mike Vrabel out there where you just go, oh, it's a slam dunk. We know it's going to work. I mean, you and I both knew Vrabel was going to work. You and I, and I know you had me yelling at going, man, Ben Johnson, I haven't seen an offense like this. So, I think we both thought, man, there's a pretty good chance this is going to work. Liam Cohn was just a step under that. This year's a little different, as we've discussed. There's no OC genius out there. There's no offensive coordinator genius. It's defensive coordinator guys like Jesse Minter, who certainly deserves a shot and is going to get interviewed, as we know, the Chargers defensive coordinator. But, yeah, that's where it is. So if I'm one of these teams, and a lot of these teams have a little bit of hey, we need somebody to just get us back on the right track and making us look like a professional organization again. So, yeah, the Dolphins, sure. I mean, the Raiders, I look at that. He'd be perfect with them. I don't know if they'd want to do retread coach once again, but I think his situation and who he is at this time of his life is a lot different than Pete Carroll's. You know my thoughts about the New York Giants. My thoughts about the New York Giants a little bit, too, were when I first heard the news and then I heard he was stepping away and didn't get fired, I went, man, maybe the Steelers didn't want to fire him because they're afraid he might go to the New York Giants. But, yes, he's still a guy that I believe in and would love for him to be the head coach of the New York Giants because I think he can bring energy and get everybody in the organization on the same team, same goal, get everybody going in the right direction, and get the energy and vibes going back in the organization. That's where he's going to be extremely valuable. And that's where, again, I get into he was a little bit of a gift and a curse with his greatness that way, and I think getting more out of teams that really weren't all that good. And most coaches, I think they would have been 6-11 with some of those Steelers teams he coached. But he coached them so well and so physical and managed the games the right way, they went 9-8 or 10-7. And, of course, that hurt them in kind of building their team for the future.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.